Having two ranged heroes like that is very difficult. You like to have, if you've got a ranged core, then you like to have the melee support to be able to kind of sit in front of you and tank up a majority of the damage. And Newbee still have a lot of flexibility now as well, so they pick up the Tiny, a support that has been getting nerfed kind of, it feels like every patch, honestly. Like this Tiny just kind of gets tweaked here and there. Like you lose a lot of your toss range, stats, etc., movement speed. Just it feels like he's really been getting the slight works from Ozfrog.
Dire team pick.
The sack.
I mean, the Lesh is going to give them a good tower push. They can flex it as well on the 2 or the 3. But I think it's just going to be a mid Lesh though, which we don't really see this hero right now.
10 seconds remaining.
It feels like at the very start his lane's a little weak. The early levels is the issue, I think, on the Lesh rack, and he's got some flexibility, but not as much as what other cores do, I think. I actually think Lesh could be pretty good, and there we go, he's gonna get picked up. I actually think Lesh can be pretty good right now in the meta, just because it's magic damage is so strong early on until heroes have, you know, items and are able to tank up. Like late game, that's where the physical damage comes into play, and people have BKBs by then. But Lesh is, I think right now, any heroes that have a way to be able to take objectives, guaranteed. You know, that's why we're seeing the DK and the Death Prophet, Centaur as well. Like that retaliates a really nice way to be able to take objectives even as a 3. But so Newbee, they go for the Morphling here. We brought up before, I mean, it just destroys the gyro. You've got a lot of magic damage to be able to burst him down. The flat cannon's super nice. You get out of the cogs, you can melt the Oracle. The good thing at least about the Oracle is you do have the Fate's Edict magic protection, so if you're able to get that off fast enough, then sometimes if you're able to use it fast enough, because the Morphling adaptive strike and E-Blade has a projectile animation, sometimes it's a little rough. But so it looks like, what are they going to do here from Newbee? I mean,
5 seconds remaining.
they've got a lot, like a Tiny 4, Pango 3, I would imagine Morphling 1, they can flex the Dazzle as a 2. I mean, I think they're looking for 5 here, honestly. They banned the Husker though, so they think the Lesh is going to go in the 3. haven't seen too many Husker. I don't think I've seen Husker 3s. I guess it could be a nice way to dominate the Morphling. Morphling's a very weak laner, so if Keen need a way to be able to pressure him throughout the laning stage, if they can infiltrate the jungle and just take over the lanes. The Newbee are lacking a lot of team fight right now, and ways to, I mean, it feels like the Morphling's really slow. Like, I don't know how they're going to play the Dazzle. If Tiny doesn't have a blink, I feel like the nuke potential, I guess the damage is there still. I just think they don't have a lot of team fight, and Keen might just group up with like Jaro, BKB, and if Lesh goes like yours, BKB as well, because I don't think they want to go late game into the Morphling. So Newbee, I'd like to see, I don't even know, like the draft is just so wacky. Not wacky, but it's like very flexible. Like, I think you want a support like a strong 5, like you might go like an Ogre or something, just kind of a melee 5. Ogre, I wasn't going to say ET. Then again, you can still put the Dazzle. That's a thing that is always interesting. Like Newbee have this flex potential with the Dazzle. What are they going to do? They will Bane, so they're going to go for a ranged instead. Now you can still put the Morphling mid, but I've honestly, majority of the time I've seen Newbee run the Dazzle, it's been on Mugi. So we'll see how they do play this though.
10 seconds remaining.
The Bane is a very nice laning support. Is a hero that's, you can't really trade versus him.
Choose your hero.
It's just the brain snap. It's just really nice to be able to protect the Morphling as much as possible. They will give it to AQ as well, so it's going to be the Mugi Dazzle. They don't have a lot of ways to be able to deal with the Clop here. There's going to be a lot of magic damage coming through from Keen early, so Wizard has to go for a pipe. Oh. Now my prediction so far is today has been pretty bad to say the least on the games. Looks like a couple of lanes haven't gone as well as I thought they were going to. I mean, I think the Morphling, if it gets to the stage late, I like Dazzle's gonna fall off. And Dazzle will become more of like a 3 in that sense, like not really a 2 damage wise, but you still have enough items to be as a 3. So I think it is going to be interesting to see how they're able to play it. But I think Keen have a lot of damage, a lot of magic damage, and well, so wait, so it's a YXC4. How's the mid wash into the Morphling Quap? It was like Quap just constantly harasses, and then level 6 they have threat. I like the Keen lineup. Wait, whose lineup did I say last game? I like the Meatball and they lost. I actually think every game so far I've predicted wrong. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do the double or switcheroo. Where we're not gonna play the mind games here. I like Keens.
Prepare for battle.
We'll see what they can do. I mean, it's just the. So they're gonna put Mugi mid. This is something that, again, it's just I haven't seen enough of Newbee to see where they play the Dazzle. I know Mugi's played it, but I think the matchup is going to be interesting. Double poison, the Quap along with the Dazzle. Just that double damage over time is really awkward. They need to try and scout out the lanes though. So either if AQ's kind of comfortable in this hero, I haven't seen Mugi kind of play the Morphling too much honestly, but even then, even YDS is actually going to start down bot. So Wizard walking up the high ground. They've got a lot of stuns, so already uses the Swashbuckle. YDS is going to have to set up, and this should be first blood here. Erica should be able to. Oh no.
This is well begun.
That's not good. But I mean, oh well. They get first blood. Yeah, that's good at least, and they're going to see AQ as well. So they know the lane matchup. I don't think they'd swap up the lanes. Like, I'm not going to presume they'd differentiate it. It's actually, sorry, it's a Leshrak's being played as a 4 as well, not a 3. I thought he was actually going to be played as a 3 this game. I haven't seen Leshrak 4 in a long time. You know, since we're seeing like the Lesh and the Lena with like Sand King Ogre in that dual lane pretty frequently. So a good start for Keen. A quick little first blood for them. We'll see how they're going to be able to continue transitioning this as the game does continue. So mid lane's going to be a mess, to say the least. They're just going to kind of trade, harass it. It looks like... So the Shadow Wave is interesting. I mean, Muki's going to get, of course, the crap load of regen back. It's also nice to be able to secure the CS, I think. I always... You know, the poison is kind of nice to harass, but at least you have the heal to be able to secure that range creep, whereas Quap doesn't really. What's actually the base damage difference? 57, 57, it's equal. Okay, so this is going to be a really good matchup to see who's actually able to favor it. You know, if you group up on top of the creep wave, then you're going to have kind of that Shadow Wave bomb. But top lane, so Faye's going to have a really important job. You're going to have to kind of eat a majority of the damage, which is Bane is able to do. Like, Bane's kind of one of the few ranged heroes that is able to... Range supports, I should say, that doesn't mind kind of eating the damage. It's a Kari got stick. Please don't get the Kari killed. If this Kari gets killed, I'm going to lose my mind. I was going to say, I could see it from a mile away. The way it was positioning there. It would not have been good if that happened, but... Yeah, that's a aggressive blink. Probably, I don't know if yeah, they would have had vision daytime. Actually, was the range creep close enough? Sure. I don't think they might be able to know there's a ward there. They probably do, just where it is. That's really the question. Usually we see a couple times the supports are kind of going mid and being able to scout out Waxy there. It's got the level 2. Afu though, grouping up on top of the creeps, will be able to dodge any toss attempt that was coming through. But you see straight away, the Tiny's kind of first timing is that level 2 when you get the avalanche toss combo. Is able to do a really nice job at just pressuring on Afu. This hero doesn't really top actually. Bane in some trouble here. Has a brain sap, unable to get it off, however. Clockwork battery. So they can kind of run. This is the beautiful thing though. Like Bane needs to eat a majority of the damage here. Toss actually wizard. That's the swashbuckle aggressively now. We'll still find the kill, but Erica, oh no, the pathing there. Unable to slip through. Unfortunately, so the creeps eat a majority of that rocket barrage damage. They're unable to trade. A nice attempt though, but this top lane, the battery assault, yeah, is going to be really nice versus the Bane. It's got a little bit of a cast animation, the brain sap, and then of course, battery assault just absolutely destroys anyone with that cast animation. So if they're able to play aggressive here, AQ does have a double wraith band, but level 3 from Clockwork, that's when you have the 2 points in the battery assault, and they're just going to get aggressive straight away. Try and run at AQ, do a little bit, force some morph coming through, but Wax is going to join them. So I believe he would have ran around the observe ward mid, so they're not aware of this right now. I mean, he's not showing bot, and instead they're going to get aggressive on Faith. The stun will miss, and now here comes the Tiny. Faith is taking a bunch of damage though to the Clockwork. They'll try and find the Leshrac first off here, and actually with the looks like he can't lock him in place because of the rocket picked up instead of the cogs. So now they'll find the Lesh. They'll turn their attention to the Clockwork as well. Really nice body blocks coming through from the Tiny. Secures the second kill at this top side here. A nice little bait and switch from the boys. I was gonna say, sometimes I'm trying to think about the what? Wait, surely not. Oh my lord, how did he 80 damage? What was he on? I was gonna say, like, he's gonna strength morph, right? Like, he's playing kind of pretty low. I didn't think the first lightning storm would actually be enough to kill him, the level 1, but all right. Kills well, it'll kill AQ. And what the, that's a massive stack. Radiant might be able to take this actually. If YDS gets a kind of an early level 6, you already see he's kind of ahead of the Clockwork right now. Dire can't take this stack, so they're gonna struggle actually. The good thing is that they do pull, but you kind of see them trying to deny a couple of the creep wave. You see they've lost the creep equilibrium right now. Radiant have done a really good job at keeping it towards their side, but how's this mid lane going? He's having a good time. 26 and 13 compared to the 18 and 1. Movie struggling at the moment. What's the intel? 3.4, 3.7. So Dazzle's got better game, but he's actually going to make the rotation top. Waxy, a little bit too aggressive this time with the ward on the higher ground. He's able to scout him out. That's a beautiful rotation as well, because Yi is able to pop the haste to find it, and then has a bounty rune as well. And he misses almost nothing. Maybe a melee creep. He was in range for the range CS, so, and now he's level 6. So has this big ultimate. If they want to make a rotation mid, he can even potentially rotate top and try and provide a kill opportunity onto the Morphling here, but they're going to have some vision of Waxy as well, so they need to protect this observe ward. Looks like Quap, we should be able to actually get the sentry. Nicely done, Afu. Beautiful positioning, protecting it. I thought Yi might have to rotate over to help out, but instead, I'll get rid of the poison. Still taking a lot of damage. Wants to use the ultimate now with the Sonic Wave. The dagger should tick him out. Oh, he's got a heal, but it's just himself. Looks like it is enough to keep him alive there. So Yi not aggressively blinking. They do force him out of the lane, so the catapult's going to do a lot of damage. YDS even has 1 point in the edict. He's got a Salve. I wouldn't... does he tank the tower there? I wouldn't mind him doing it, honestly, but now it looks like Waxy. The observe ward behind the tower. Gonna be a tricky kill. Without the ultimate from the Queen of Pain, there's only 1 point up in the scream as well, so Waxy will eventually still end up falling, though. It takes a little bit of time. Faith too slow to get there, so... I mean, just with the Arcane Rune. Yeah, oh, that's an aggressive blink. Just look at the stuns, man. They got nothing right now. It's gonna... They're playing incredibly well right now. I mean, that lane... That's kind of a... I don't want to say a wash, because he's still doing okay, but that's a lot of damage onto the tower. They have put a lot of emphasis, though, with the observe wards. This one's going to get dewarded. They're going to probably guess there's another one behind the tower as well. But if the Pango aggressively swashbuckles here, they need to force it out, and then they've got supports in the back line. It's like if you can try and get as much distance as possible, YDS stun will connect. Now it sets up for the homing missile. Really nicely done. Had that swashbuckle available, but if he actually got further, I think he... I don't know if he still survives if he gets the swashbuckle off, because he's still going to get locked down by the Fortune's End and then the Split Earth follow-up, but... Just King Game having a relatively good start to the lanes here. We already see the Clockwork has the Urn as well completed. A really good Spirit Vessel game. I mean, you have the sustain coming through from the Dazzle. It kind of counters the Morphling as well with the healing effect from the attribute shift, so that is the important thing about it. I mean, it's just such a big counter to the Morphling in that regard. I mean, I know a couple of players, Thompson, especially in pubs, if he's in that mid roll, of course, he'll just go Spirit Vessel like straight away and just run it like the Morphling, etc. Chain lockdown, Pango can't get the ultimate off. There's a rotation from Faith, but it's not gonna matter. Now Moogie with his own haste, he's gonna try and help out, but this Dazzle kind of feels hopeless right now. Like, it feels like he doesn't have anywhere to go. At least he does take the bottle away, the bottle charge from the Quap, and Quap's actually just gonna go for first item. Oh, never mind, we'll switch it back up for the Orchid. What is the wave? It's 302. Okay. But, I mean, right now, it feels like Newbee need to make plays around the Tiny and the Pango, I think. Like, Dazzle kind of wants to get the Necros. The Necros is a very nice farming item for the Dazzle as well, because he doesn't have the greatest way to shove out the lanes. Actually, I say that. Like, Shadow Wave isn't the worst, but it's more the fact that you can farm multiple camps as well, and just use this... use the Necro books to farm the side lanes, and you can just take the jungle. So we might see Moogie get a little bit more aggressive when these Necros are completed. But I think he might have to, though, because Morphling's a hero that really needs... He needs that one item. Usually it's the E-Blade. Looks like AQ is actually going to go for the Manta this game. So dispels off the root from the Oracle, the Dagger. You know, it looks like, you know, the Orchid from Quap's going to get picked up as well. But I like the movement. There is a Dire Observe Ward, so... Looks like AQ is aware of this, but the main thing is that Radiant, they're aware that the Morphling needs to get shoved out of this lane. It's gonna even try and connect on the hook. It's off the mark though, so AQ will be fine. I feel like they didn't have the lockdown still. I guess if they got the homing missile, they should have been able to follow up, because they do move incredibly fast, but they're gonna try and protect bot as well. I mean, with the hook shot down, who TP'd? So Erica TP'd here. Yeah, he doesn't have a TP as well, so I'm kind of surprised Clockwork's down here. I feel like they're going to struggle to be able to protect this. Oh, unless they catch AQ. No, actually Wizard aggressively here. Ulti, no, it's going to be preemptively blocked now. Nice battery assault from the Clockwork. Unable to get the ultimate off, and now with the aggressive swashbuckle, AQ's going to have to disengage here. So they actually defend the tower there. A little bit of, I mean, that aggressive movement. Clockwork was just able to get in range with the battery assault there. Really nicely done. There's still that fat stack as well that no one's taken. Erica probably on his way back, and oh, this is a hell of a diffuser blade game, lads. I mean, wow, looky here. Morphling, Pango really relying on the mana. The Tiny as well doesn't have a high mana pool. Yeah, at the moment he can kind of only use one combo. So it's going to be kind of difficult, but they're going to try and make a play down here. Faith getting aggressive. They will scout out Moogie as well, but now with the TP rotations, Wizard this time will be able to get the ultimate off. Oracle has the protection now with the Fate's Edict, but the big ultimate from Queen of Pain is going to shred through, and then the Bane's already getting brought down. AQ will be the next target to the southern side. We'll have the waveform up in a couple of seconds. Going to try and do as much damage as he can, but unfortunately, with the full strength, doesn't have enough to be able to win that man fight there. Two heroes from Newbee will end up dropping. It's a 5,000 net worth lead for Keen. They are in a commanding position at the moment. Second death for AQ, and they're looking to struggle right now. They are struggling very much. I mean, Moogie's still without the Necros. They're hoping they can make something happen, but I mean, Erica just took away their jungle, found that big stack as well. So I mean, he's already has enough gold for the second Blade of Alacrity. But the scary thing is that this is a Leshrac position 4, who is about 200 gold behind your Pangalit. And Wizard's also going for the Vlads. I mean, Vlads is really good on the Pango because you get the sustain with the swashbuckle. It's very similar to how we see Tide, you know, once the what were the modifiers, the damage modifiers, attack modifiers, I should say. Once Tide was able to utilize these, then we saw, you know, that carry Tide, but mainly just you go for the Vlads. It's very similar to the Pangolier in the regard where, yeah, in the regard where you get the lifesteal from your swashbuckler, so you can get like a mass amount of heal burst there. But I kind of thought he might go pipe just because of the damage Keem would have early on would be very magical reliant. And then until Gyro kind of gets enough items. But I mean, I feel like Keen can just run over this game. Like once the Fuser Blade gets picked up, how are Newbee going to do anything? Like you're just going to burn the mana from Dazzle. This is a hero that just constantly spams out. You know, the Grave, the Shadow Wave, the Poison. Like just they're going to utilize a lot of the mana to be able to give them that sustain and kind of constant going on throughout these fights. They just want to have drawn out fights. Any sustained team really likes the drawn out fights here, but and the issue is as well is that YDS is level 8. Like that's the big issue. I don't even care about the net worth disparison between the 4 and the 3. It's the fact that he's level goddamn 8, so the 4 points in the Edict just melts the talisman. Another wrap around. Faith. Cooldown's gonna get dropped. They do even use the ultimate on AQ. Tries the waveform up to the higher ground. The homing missile will connect. They need the vision as well. Looks like that's gonna be granted to find the kill. Mugi's gonna try and show up. They get the Fiend's Grip as well. With the cogs. Gonna trap him inside here, but now Arfu gives him some protection with a false promise, so able to dispel off the hard ultimate from the Bane. He's even gonna sacrifice his life as well, try and get in front of Mugi, but unfortunately, never mind. He's just gonna dip. He's like, you can try and stay alive as best as you can. I'm just gonna run myself away and trying to protect my own little Bane here and not my carry. And that's gonna pay the big dividends there as we see a triple kill coming through from Erica. They won't dive the tier 3s considering there's still tier 1 and 2 left standing. But I actually thought Bane was just gonna run head first into Keen and just give Mugi some time to disengage. But I mean, you just see Newbee just don't have. I mean, Morphling can't do anything right now. You know, this is a hero that needs items. Feels like Dazzle as well is. They're lacking the. I think the issue is you lose the lanes. Like, you know, we've put a lot of emphasis on the lanes is that if you lose them, the enemy team's going to take map control. It's also Radiant as well. So now the fact that Radiant are going to have Roshan taking potential, they don't have the greatest lineup. Like they might get like a medallion potentially. Actually, I can't really see anyone going for the medallion, which is the only issue, but they're going to smoke up. Waxy trying to lead here. Able to get the avalanche. Alpha's on the backline. He doesn't have the ultimate. Fate's Edict is enough to be able to help out here. We'll drop the core down. They don't have the T1 tower for any rotations, but it's a lot of damage. Look at the AoE go to work. Newbee, they'll lose 2. Mugi's going to get chased down as well. Even Yee's going to show up to the fight. Wizards already used everything, so no disengage potential. Holy shite. The gyro just melted through them. The Fortune's End, Fate's Edict as well just gave him so much potential to stay alive for that long period of time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And AQ? I don't think he dies here. Yeah. But, I mean, they got a T2 tower top in the meantime. I need to look at this, actually. So, I mean, it's a big net worth advantage, but the experience is the issue. Like, the Leshrac is the same level as your Morphling. The fact that Lesh is, like I said, maxed out Edict, he was able to take that tier 2 tower top. And now where to die farm. Like you see they've got a defensive ward, but Radiant's vision right now throughout the jungle. Like they have Faith actually. Bookshot's going to be up in a couple of seconds here if they need it. I don't think they will. Clockwork should be able to get on top of him with the homing missile stun. So that's just going to be another kill for Keen Gaming. Continually stacking on to the kill counter. Clock's even getting a little bit aggressive there as well. I mean, once they lose the jungle, where are they going to be able to get the farm to catch up? Just surprised he puts more of a defensive ward there. But yeah, I mean, this is a ward top. Another ward kind of around the double stairs near that mid lane. And Mugi mid, he's losing some mana, losing some health as well. Forced to pop the Grave defensively on his own devices here. And the Dazzle, Eurocept up, brought down to his death. And now Pango's going to join him in the afterlife as well. This really feels like more of a... wow. They're gonna... They're out of there. 16 minutes in. The G's are dropped. King Gaming don't even call G. Only one person this game drops the G's. That's just... shows how tilted maybe a couple players might be. But, I mean, there's not much to say, man. There's not a lot to say. This is just a perfect game to recognize that I think Newbee are falling in the trap of the dazzle a little bit, the core dazzle that they've been picking up a lot. I think it's very difficult with, I don't know how to get rid of them. I think it's a perfect game to be able to show you guys like how important the lanes are though. Like we can harp on it constantly, but that game just shows you, like, you lose the lanes, the enemy team, especially Radiant, because it's so important about the map control. Radiant just, they take all the objectives, and then where do you catch up? Like, what are you supposed to do? Because with games ending this fast, you just can't find anything across the map. Teams are getting so good at being able to, the warding for vision, to be able to, you know, make these movements around the timings, whether it's bounties, whether it's outposts, making movements to link up for a kill into an objective, protecting their observe wards. And it just gets to the stage where once you get one tower after the other, you start slowly infiltrating throughout into the enemy team's jungle, and then they can't do anything from there. Then it's on them, they're on the back foot. And it goes to show that Keen put so much emphasis on this bottom tower to be able to protect it as well. Because as soon as Radiant lose that bottom tower, then Dire start wrapping around bot, and that's where the carry farms. You get kind of the bottom, a majority of that bottom safe lane jungle from Radiant. And yeah, it just got to the stage. It's a perfect example that the lanes, just so much emphasis. You lose the lanes, you lose map control, you fall behind, and teams just, they punish you, man. They punish you so incredibly hard. And, you know, Keen, they're going to be able to do this. I also really like the item build from the Diffuser Blade. But Keen, a incredible victory for them. 2-0, absolutely steamrolling through Newbee. I mean, we had, none of the games went over 25 minutes today, which is, you know, some pretty fast games. But with that being said, that's it for us tonight, guys. That's 2 best of 3s done. RNG, they 2-0'd Vici, and then Keen Gaming 2-0 Newbee. So that's it for us tonight, guys. We're going to have 2 more best of 3s tomorrow. I'll show you guys the bracket real quick. We got Newbee up against PSG LGD. We're going to have Vici up against Team Asta as well. So there'll be some pretty good matchups. We'll see how Newbee going to fare after this game. You know, they drop down to 0-2. Keen, they get their first victory now, 1-2 for the China Pro League Season 2. But that's it for us tonight. Hope everyone had a wonderful time. There's a bunch of other Dota going on. However, I believe right now we'll still have on BTS, there should still be the Southeast Asia action, if those games are still going on. But on BTS 2, you're going to have the CDA. So a bunch of Dota still going on from BTS if you guys want to go check that out. But that is it for us tonight, guys. Some very clean performances from both the series.